we'll have a couple of, I'm sure we'll have a couple of people who sign in a little later, but they will miss the introduction part, and I think that it pays to get started on time. So George Grenade has graciously opted to host this meeting, so you will see his picture up there, and he will let anyone enter as they come about, even late, and he will keep track of who's here and keep track of the chat if there's a question in the chat that needs to be brought up later. You also will see on the screen past District Governor Raymond Ray, who has offered to help with awards, and I consider him the District 6900 awards guru, and he has taken a lot of the heat off of me, and he will be sharing this meeting with me. He will be doing the part about your projects and the showcase and how you enter that. I'm going to be doing the governor's citation, and I want to take you to the district website. I'm going to share my screen, and I'm going to pull up the website because I want you to see how you get to where you need to be. Can everyone see that?
You're good.
Okay. When you get to the district website and you have, I assume, I'm sorry, this is live, by the way. I assume you all know how to get onto the district website, onto your page. That might be more of an assumption than I should take, but I'm not going to go through that with you because passwords and stuff become complicated. But on the district website, on this site, you see this button right here, 2024 awards. If you click on that button, you get to a page that is specifically designated to the awards of this year. You will see that one of the subcategories here are the club categories according to membership as of July 1, 2023. So if you started with 25 members, added 5, and lost 3, we're not concerned about that. When you started with 25 members, you became category 1 for the year. So think back to where you were when you got started. Club of the Year and runner-up Club of the Year is basically awarded by the district governor to the clubs that through her visits, through the overall quality, through membership, service, club administration, she has established as the Club of the Year, and the runner-up. And it comes from a point count. So if you get the governor's citation, which we hope you all will, you'll notice that if you go above and beyond the actual number that you need for the governor's citation, that point count will help in this area. Okay? The best foundation is not going to be awarded at district conference, nor is the best membership. For
Fran, I'm rethinking that.
Oh, okay.
I'm rethinking that. I was challenged by one of my presidents, said they were very disappointed the person will remain anonymous. So I'm rethinking that. That may or may not happen. So it's not a definite no.
Okay. There has been some concern over the last few years, and we can just throw this out on the table so that you know if it is not awarded, in that we're not completing the year. In turn, your foundation changes from district conference till June 30th. Your membership changes, and they wanted to be more accurate, doing something at the end of the year. I'd say this has been in the works for about 3-4 years now. No one has really done that, but because this district conference is so early, it probably would work to the benefit of the district to start that if that's possible. But that's Andre's choice. Best public image, you see I'm scrolling down to show you the public image and the service projects, which I am going to leave to Raymond to discuss. Some of the other awards that will be given out are here to the side. They are all sponsored by different clubs, and they are all done by GRSP or RI's reporting. There is nothing arbitrary about it. If you have someone in your club that you think deserves a GRSP Leadership Award, well, you can send a note to the GRSP office. Not that that will mean anything, but at least their name could be put into the pot if you think you should. Okay, Governor's citation, come back up to the top. And it says, click here. And when you click, you come to the Governor's citation page. Now, many of you have already been on this page. I can't see it from the cover page, but I have gone into some of the clubs and I have seen that many of you have been entering along the way, which is good. You need to be sure that you're on 2324 to the left corner of the screen, and then come down to club and select. And what will drop down is a menu of all the clubs in the district. And you click on your club. Now, I told Kay Williamson that I was going to use her as my guinea pig. So as you see, I hit Meriwether County. The assistant governor's name pops up. And as of now, she has 240 points already on her governor's citation. Now, I forgot to mention in the governor's citation, in the paragraph about it, before you click here, it says you only need 160 points to get the citation. There are multiple reasons for that. And let's discuss that before we get into Kay's 240. Every club in District 6900, or so I believe, I'm not leaving this open for anybody else to add their 2 cents, is doing the best they can do. We're a volunteer organization, and we really are working hard to provide service, whether it's in our communities or Rotary International or in the district. So we wanted to make the governor's citation attainable for everybody. And it would be absolutely fabulous if of our, what do we have, 67 clubs, Andre? She's not listening to me.
67, yes.
Yeah, if we got 67 governor citations, it would be great. And there's no reason not to. If you scroll down and start putting your work in, okay? So I have to kind of move this screen so that I can get to where I want to be here. And I want to eyeball Meriwether County's governor's citation. When you get here, I have to move the pictures out of the way so I can see my whole screen. But when you get here, you can, is the pencil showing? Because I can't get to it on mine.
Is the what?
Is the pencil showing?
Pencil is
No,
not
we don't see it.
Hmm?
I would back up.
The pencil's not showing.
Okay, let me back up.
Yeah,
Back up, hit the pencil, and that would allow you to,
Go in and change your whole thing?
yeah,
No.
she can stand a little homework.
Okay, so when you get to your club and you want to enter your information, you hit the pencil and up will come a totally different screen. This screen will have the points for each item embedded in this fourth column. And
Fran, do
as-
we need to make comments for everyone? Is that required?
No, that is not required.
Okay.
But if there is something here, let me let me tell you, if there is something here that is not totally completed, but is on the way to be completed, you need to put that in the comments,
Okay, thank you.
okay? We don't want you to be slighted because you started a project that isn't going to finish until April. So go ahead and put it in the comments that you've checked it. So you see these are required. All 4 of these are required to get to the bottom options. And I'll leave that be for now. Okay, so as you scroll down, you see the questions here. A service community grant. You probably only have had one or the other, or maybe both, that you've had 2. In that case, it's 20 points, and you put that one in there and it will automatically generate your points. You see how Kay has conduct a project to remove the stigma, raise awareness, and improve mental health opportunities. She checked it, and she put in there what her project was, which helps Andre remember what they were as she's going through these citations. RILA, GRSP, all these things, one at a time, as you check them, it automatically generates your score. And then your score shows up in this yellow tab on my screen. It's at the bottom of the screen right now. Some of them come up on the right-hand side of the screen as you're doing them. If you want to go in and get started but not complete, you just save your information and go back to it at another time. You hit update and save down here. When you're finished and it's time to turn it in, you will then hit submit, which I assume is under,
Change the status to completed.
yeah, change the status to completed. Am I making you dizzy? Okay, change the status
To closed, excuse me.
to closed. Until that point, until you are totally finished, just leave it open and save it from one visit to the next. Really, it's confusing because it's a lot of steps and a lot of words, but your club, as soon as you read what the service is, you will remember what your club has done throughout the year, and you'll be able to put it out. And if there are no comments, there are no comments. If you are at 240 points instead of 160, well, that's great. That's okay. Put everything you can in there, because that's all we're going to have to judge you by.
What's the
Fran?
drop date deadline for this?
The drop dead date is March 1 at 5 p.m. It will be taken down from the site. It'll be closed. We will be able to get to it, but it will be closed otherwise. So you have to have everything in there by March 1.
Fran, this is Jeff. I just have a question. I think I know the answer to this, but most of them are a yes, no. There's just a few that have a blank where you might put the number of activities. Is that correct? Like
Correct.
if it just has that little box, you just check it regardless if you did it 1 time or 3 times.
Right.
correct?
If it
Okay.
has a box, it is a different kind of input than just the check.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Okay.
Now, in the
Any-
past, I got a question. In the past, we've actually put in, like, we had 2. One of the things that said accomplished for the grants, we had 2 grants. We had a competitive grant and we had a community grant. Can I put 2? Will I get 40 points then?
Yes,
I will?
because a district grant and a competitive grant and a community grant are what's given out by the district.
Yeah,
And so if you have 2, put it in the comments. But most of us will only have 1,
right.
okay? Any
Gotcha.
other questions before I turn it over to projects? And we'll have time for
Yeah.
questions when we're finished also, if you think of something.
Okay, Fran, this is Cynthia.
Yeah,
On the section that says mandatory, if the clubs did not do these things by the dates, that means they get no points there?
if it says mandatory and they have not completed those things, they need to call me direct.
Okay, but if they did it after September 1st, but they did it, do they still think they did it? Or they have to go by these dates?
I think that our sitting governor wants to be sure that everyone has done that and that date is not rigid,
Okay,
okay?
all right, thank you.
But they need to call me because,
However, Fran, I would like to say that I'm going to give notice to those who met that date priority.
absolutely, they get a
Okay.
bump. They get a
They,
bump.
they, don't- I mean, you can put it in, but it doesn't guarantee anything because those people who met that deadline will absolutely be considered first.
Right.
Okay,
That
all
will
right.
that will be considered on other things also, so. Okay, any other questions that I can help
All right.
someone with?
Now, you know that Ryla is not going to be until later. So we put in Ryla from last year too. So
No,
you can't put Ryla from last year?
put in, oh yeah, I'm sorry, you put in Ryla from who went this year,
Yes. Yes,
not what's gonna happen for next year.
right, for this year, yes.
Okay.
So, because Ryla doesn't take place, actually, we're paid the money, but it Ryla don't take place until June, so.
Correct.
Um,
So, there's only one, you can only use one Ryla. Whether you send, I mean, you can only use one. You can't
One.
say, okay, we're gonna send 3 this year and we sent 3 last year. You can only use one,
Okay,
okay?
Fran, Curtis Winston, South DeKalb Rotary Club. Question,
Yeah,
everybody, under planning leadership development, where it says attend district assembly with club leadership team members, is that before the end of this fiscal year or year? Which year is that falling in?
well, it's gonna have to fall into, it was your district assembly last year.
Okay. Got it.
Because we're not even going to get to district assembly until right before the district conference.
that's right.
Okay.
So, and that will become next year's president to be sure his people are there. I mean, we want to be fair about it. We don't want, this isn't, we're not going to ding you. We're not in grade school. We just want everyone to be the best they can be. This should be like your roadmap from the year.
Mhm.
And,
Right.
and you should be able to explain it and express it to us so that we see it. Okay?
Fran, this is Debbie Donaldson with the Henry County Club. I just
Hi.
have a quick question. Under participate in youth services programs. So our club participates in GRSP.
Yes.
It was right on it and I
Mhm.
was reading. So I don't know where you are.
I'm sorry. Yeah, okay. Let me see if I can get back there. It's
Okay, there it is.
right there.
So-
Okay.
So, so we have a GRSP student now, so that and we do it every year. So would it be this year's student that we would be talking about or last year's student?
It's this year, students.
Okay, and then the Rotary Youth Exchange, we got that flyer distributed out to the county, but what's being looked at for that? It's the Henry County School District, I'm sorry. Do we need to know who was chosen and
You need to put in the comments that you also had, because it's not open for a number. So you need to put in the comments how many students you sent to Ryla, if you did youth exchange,
No.
if you did GRSP. because
Oh,
you're
okay.
not going to be able to up your numbers. So those comments will show your club, your yearly cumulative.
Okay.
events,
I
Okay.
got it. So it doesn't matter which program you participate, or if you participate in all the programs, you just list out each one and what student, how many students.
Right. And,
Okay.
and see, that way, if you're short of the 160, we see that you probably would have gotten 40 points there.
Okay.
Okay?
And
So-
now on the Rotary Youth Exchange, does that count? Does it? I'm trying to find out if the selection has been made. But does that count for this year? Or does it count for next year? Because it actually go next year
Yes, well, if you
in
put
the
a
fall,
name,
24, 25.
if you put a name in for the Rotary Youth Exchange, it falls under your year.
Okay.
I have a question related to youth exchange as well. So last year, our club, we hosted a student. She went back in June, but we still have members of our club that serve as a certified volunteer. Does that count for this, or is it just if we have a student being hosted?
It really falls under the youth services program. So it really is just the students.
Just the students? Okay, thank you.
And is this, Fran, is this form pulling information from anywhere else? Or are we just entering it in manually?
This is not pulling information in from anywhere else. It's
Okay.
you doing it.
Okay.
Okay?
Thank you.
Any other questions before I turn this over to Raymond? All right, I'm going to leave my screen and come back to the rest of you and let Raymond take over.
Well, first of all, welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Mine is UK Williamson, because she wanted me to tell a joke tonight, and I'm going to tell it. So if you don't like it, it's her fault. And the police have confirmed that the man who tragically fell from the roof of the nightclub from the 18th floor definitely was not the bouncer. So, Kay, that one's on you, okay? Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to talk about service projects a little bit, and then I'm going to quickly discuss Rotary Showcase, which has been moved from Rotary Club Central as of this past December. It's a little confusing, and I promise to make it as clear as mud, okay? So we're going to go to my share screen here, and in doing that, we're going to start with the district website page. And as soon as I can get there, excuse me, there we go. All right. And as Fran pointed out, on the main page, on the second line underneath the blue header, you've got 2024 awards, citations, and projects. That's the three doors that you can go into each of the different sites or web pages. The 2024 awards page, as Fran pointed out, takes you through the basic information of each deal. But I wanted to point out to you at the bottom is the Club Service Project instructions. If you get lost or you can't remember what we talked about tonight, here they are all lined out in ink. So that way you can print it out, scratch it off as you go through it. And the AG Service Project instructions, you won't need them, but it'll give you a chance to understand that under the club service projects, you enter the data. And then once the data has been entered and you have completed it, verified it and completed it, then the AGs will come in on March 2nd, start evaluating and scoring the service projects. The final scores from your service projects will be utilized in order to assist Andre and Fran in making determination for Club of the Year and Club Runner-Up, along with the scores that you have from the Governor citation. All right, so let's go up here, and as it was pointed out by Fran, you can click on, as you see on the Governor citation, click here, but we're not going to do that. We're going to go to Service Project Entry, click here. And look where that takes us, to the service projects. Now, how many people, show of hands, have entered a service project to date? Okay, I don't see any hands. With that, somebody
I
give
see
me a
Jeff.
club name.
Marietta,
Merriweather?
Marietta,
Merriweather.
Marietta. Jeff is with Marietta.
Okay, well, come up here, club, select. And again, with my hearing aids, which one did you say, friend?
Marietta, the big club, right, Jeff?
Okay,
Yes,
got it.
Marietta.
Got it. All right, click on Marietta for 24, and look what happens. It pulls up all the service projects for that club that they've entered. I'm not sure for 24 and for 23 and 24. Reason you can tell that is Club Marietta Rotary Year 23-24. And that will show you what they've added in here at this point in time. Notice they've got across the line an ID number, the club, the service, the committee it's under, what type of service project it is, and then the title of that service project, number of docs or supporting documents, pictures, things of that nature. Status, whether it's open or closed, submit, yes. And then you got the three items out there. The I is to view, the pencil is to enter or update, and the trash can is exactly that, trash can. It will delete anything that you put in there. So let's say you want to create a new service project. As you come up to the top, again, you will see projects, and beside that, you will see create. Click on create. And then the next screen will pop up, create project. In doing that, we're going to use my club, Griffin Daybreak, but in the real case, it's say Marietta. Griffin Daybreak 2024, select service project type, and I'm going to go with it's going to be vocational. Type area of focus, I'm going to put other title test project. Okay, start date 1 January 24. End date is going to be today, the 25th. And we're going to leave it open, and we're just going to say this is a test project. Now you come over to the statistics of each project, and it's important that you complete these. Projected, not so much needed, but it's an idea of what you thought you would need to begin each project. Actual, we definitely are going to need the actual. How many beneficiaries? In this case, we're going to say 250. Volunteers, the Marietta Club is a larger club, so we're going to go with 85. Projected, excuse me, wrong button. 85, and then we're going to go with 100 as actual. Number of hours, 190 projected, and actual 320. Cash cost, we're going to use the district grant amount, $1,750. $1,750 again. And then you're going to look at in-kind contributions. Did you have any? Did you expect any? Or were you, we're going to say 0 to start with, and we're going to say 1,000 at the reality, at the end. So gross 1,750. This is easy math because I can do it, okay? And so we're looking at 2,750 for the total of this project. Submit for governor citation. Ladies and gentlemen, it never hurts to say yes. It's always best to say yes, but if you don't think it warrants putting in for the governor citation, say no. Partner, come back over for video link. If you have a video link for a local newspaper, magazine, if you did something on your club website that has it on there, you can add that link in here for your ease. If you had partners, like my club had a partnership with the Griffin Rotary Club, enter that partnership. We also partnered with the Spalding County Emergency Management Office. Enter that information in there because it says you didn't do it all by yourself. Attachments are things like newspaper stories, reports of your project as it went along or at the completion of your project. But it's always nice to show something to prove that you had it and what kind of effect you had. So
Raymond, is that what shows up in the docs when you know where
Excuse
the docs is?
Excuse me?
Is that what
Yes.
shows up in the docs field on that first screen?
That will come back up and show in the docs field.
Okay.
And to do that, you just basically choose file, photo. I'm going to go to my photo library, and I am going to pick that picture right there, which is the us working with South Atlanta Crescent Rotary Club on the human trafficking program. I'm going to click on that, say done. It's going to add it in there, and there it is. So it will be part of proof. Once you've done that, ladies and gentlemen, you hit that blue button down there that says save, because if not, you can be highly disappointed. You're going to be adding the information again. Okay. Once you do that once or twice, you will learn not to do it again. I can vouch for that. Okay. All right. Any questions on that quick rundown on create a project?
Raymond, this is Jeff again. I do have a question. So
Sure.
like, as you saw, I've entered all of our projects, but if
Mhm.
I wanted, like we have like a photographer who takes pictures of everything. Who can I access this? Can somebody else in my club go in and add these pictures for me?
Yes.
So there's
All they have to
no-
do is all they need is log on to the website, log on credentials for the website. Then
Okay.
they can come in here and do this themselves.
So it's not restricted to just officers or anything like that.
No, not on the district website. On
Okay.
RI, yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
What else?
I have a question. I'm from Rose Kaplan from Atlanta West End.
Go.
Thanks for doing this, by the way. Is this different? I know the answer, I think, and I'm gonna like shoot myself. Is this different from the Rotary Showcase?
Oh, it's vastly different from the Rotary Showcase. Okay. This is much easier. And let me give you a hint. Okay. You have until March 31st to enter your server. March 1st at 5 p.m. March 1st at 5 p.m. to enter your Rotary information on the district website. That's your governor citation and your service project data entry. Highly recommend you do what you want, but I highly recommend you complete all your district service projects on the district website, rotary6900.org, before you do Showcase. The reason why, you can copy and paste from the district site to the Showcase. And that's much easier than reinventing the wheel on the Showcase. Okay.
Yes, sir. Thank you. And when you
Good
say
question.
projects on here, are they projects that the club has initiated? Like, what if we did a volunteer get together at a Atlanta museum and paid money to go and with another club and that kind of thing? Is that considered a project to support the arts and to support that museum?
I'm going to let you and your club president answer that. Okay. If you
She
feel
is
it,
the club president.
say what, Andre?
She is club president.
Yeah, she is the club president.
Well,
Well, I
You could have
wasn't
said that
listed
sooner,
on the
okay?
post.
all right. Well, you as club president make that determination. We don't do that in the awards committee.
Well, it takes as much effort to get people together, for something like that as it does, and to show up,
Absolutely. But
for
let me
the
say,
arts.
if it's a project, if it's a service project, it should be able to fall under the 7 areas of focus.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So take it to where it falls under one of those and
Yeah.
list it as that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay,
One thing,
thank you.
one thing Raymond forgot, I need to make sure you understand. Once you complete your project, and you may leave it open if you notice the status box on the right-hand side, it says status and it says open. Once you have gone in and entered all your service projects, and then I highly recommend you take a day and review your service projects to ensure it has the information that you want evaluated. Your service projects will be evaluated with 4 factors or 4 criteria by each AG. They are the same for all the clubs and for all the service projects. And the AGs cannot evaluate your service project until you mark that service project closed. Okay. Now, I will go in and check and try to help you as much as possible, but there are quite a few service projects entered at the end of the year, and I can't guarantee I will catch them all from open to close. So it's best when you do your review of your club service projects that you make sure you have changed it from open to closed. Okay, gang?
Raymond, let me, the question came up again about, do they have to be entered in both district and showcase? By the time March 1 comes, you must be entered on the district website. But they're not due to Rotary International Showcase until, what date did you say, Raymond?
June 30th.
They're not due to till the end of June.
Till the
June
end of
30th.
June.
Okay.
So will this site be, will they be able to access this site after our
Yes.
district conference to copy and paste?
Yes, and they will be able to do that with this little shortcut. Everybody paying attention, pull out your pencils. This is classified and highly creative. If you push that little white rotary cog right there, you will see 3rd column over projects. And if you click on the projects button underneath the projects, ladies and gentlemen, where does it bring you? Right back to projects, and you go back to Meriwether, not Meriwether, no, excuse me. Well, we're gonna use Morehouse. No, we're not. We're gonna use Marietta. You come back to the same projects, at which time you can then copy and paste to the Rotary Showcase. Okay. Now I'm gonna show you how to get in the Rotary Showcase here in a minute. And it's, ladies and gentlemen, you got to be careful when you get in there, and you got to watch how much time you have, because after so many minutes, they shut you down. Rotary Showcase, Rotary shuts you down. Yes.
Can I ask a question about the projects? So you're showing to close them, but if we have a project that is still ongoing through the end of June, do we enter it as closed even though we're still participating in it?
You treat it as if it will end by the end of this year, you treat it as such and complete it as being completed. You would treat it as being completed.
Okay, so when we're doing our numbers on that project, are we to project what's going to be through the end of the Rotary year?
Yes.
So if we still have 5 more months and we know that this project brings in 200 participants every time, we use that as our.
You will add 1,000 participants to the, and the same on the man hours as well.
Okay, and then close it, and it covers us through the rest of the Rotary year.
Okay. Now I'm going to point out something to you here.
Okay.
In the past, we've had clubs put in multiple same item service projects. And what I mean by that is you're doing a service project, and just like you identified, you're doing it over a number of months, number of weeks, or quarters. All you have to do is enter that service project once and summarize your numbers and what that service project is about. If you enter the service project, and then you do, as if you see here, must industries, so on down the line, you will only get 1 grade or be evaluated once. The other times will not be counted.
Got it.
Okay.
But
Thank
Raymond,
you.
is it okay if we've done it that way? Like you said, that's a
Excuse me, Jeff?
monthly thing that we
Excuse
do.
me?
Is it okay if we've listed it this way, even though it may count as one? I just
it
found it
will-
easier to put it in that way, so I remembered.
Well,
It won't help you.
it won't
Right.
help. Jeff, the issue becomes the person who is evaluating these will have to open every single one and evaluate each one separately.
Okay,
They
so
need to-
I
they
should
need-
change that?
Your numbers need to be combined. Yes.
Okay,
They need, and summarize in one heading, not, don't do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
I got you. I
Just
got
do
you.
one that covers the 7.
I got you. I can make that change. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay.
Hi, Raymond. This is Debbie again. I have a quick question
Okay.
that, and it's about the areas of focus when you're entering a project. There are 7 areas of focus. I was just sure cultural would be on there, which would have answered that person's, I can't remember who it was, the president, who was asking about whether her project was a service, would be considered a service project. But I noticed when you entered it under other, when you did the test one.
Yes.
What does that do? How is that good, bad? You know, do you have to explain more?
If you put the word other in the block like I did, and it's a cultural project, just at the beginning of the summary, cultural project, just put the 2 words in, cultural project, or what type of service project it is.
I mean, wouldn't it go under education?
Yeah, that's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
there's one for education, there's environmental, the 7 areas of focus. But then there's others for those that don't cover what
Yeah.
you've done.
Raymond, quick
Yeah, Curtis.
question. My hand's tired, so I need to get my hand down here. I want to go back to some technical stuff here. You mentioned, so the service projects that we're uploading into 6900 at some point before the end of June, can't remember the date, that those same projects must be uploaded to RI? If so, I thought I heard you say there's a way it could be exported all at once, or do we have to manually move it over?
We are trying to get RI to open their export page again from the club, from Rotary Club Central. It was open until December 31st, and they shut that door. Right now, the only thing available to the Rotary Clubs in District 6900 is copy and paste.
Okay, got
Okay.
it. Thank you.
All right, and with there was a point there that you reminded me of, and it went in one ear and right out the other. So, Curtis, repeat everything you just said.
No, I was asking that.
I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. I'm that bouncer who came off the 18th floor. Okay.
By the way.
All right. Any other questions on service projects? Make 2 important items. I want to ensure you save your information when you complete that page each time, and when you finish your review for the last time of that service project or all your service projects, mark them closed. Okay. I will review that, but I can't guarantee I'll catch them all. And that's a lot. Okay. When you sit down and look at all the service projects within the district.
I have a question.
Shoot.
So if you work a lot on a project and it doesn't come to fruition, is that a project you can enter and just say it didn't happen?
Come in and come back to the service project page and delete it.
Delete it.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's hang on. See that little trash can on the right-hand side?
Yep.
Just if that service project, aloha to aging, if you didn't aloha to aging, you just push the trash can and it will delete the service project and it will be forever gone.
Yeah, but what, okay. I mean, the work.
If it
that
didn't
we-
happen. Again? Say again?
I was just saying the work that it gets done for these particular kinds of projects are service projects because they raise awareness of educational institutions.
Okay.
And raise awareness of, Rotary initiatives.
Yeah.
And so even though the project was planned, but it didn't finish out the way that we hoped that it would, but it led, but it raised awareness and da-da-da. Is that something that we can put in there? Because I hate to have do this work and then have, no showing for it.
I believe I would recommend in that case, you call Fran or
Okay.
let you and her make a determination on that issue.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would hate for you to do all the work and not be able to utilize the project, but at the same time, if the project didn't happen, you have nothing to report. If it didn't happen the way you wanted it to, you have something to report, but may need adjustment, and Fran can guide you on that.
Okay, thank you. It's not just a phone call, by the way.
Well, yeah,
Okay,
is
thank
with-
you.
it is with Fran. Come on, she's easy. Okay, now Rotary Showcase, because we've got 12
Before you
minutes
go
here.
there, I have one more little question. I just want to clarify something.
Last question.
The projects our club has planned for April and May, even though they won't be completed until April 27th or May 15th, I put them in there as closed and the projected numbers. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay, thank you.
You will treat it as a completed project if you will have it completed by the end of the year. Okay? All right, now we're going to move to, what did I do with that page? Nope, that's not it. Y'all excuse me here, I didn't do, I evidently closed that page by accident. And here we go, we just found it. Rotary Club Showcase, or Rotary Showcase. In December, prior to December, Rotary decided we're not doing Rotary Club Central goals and service projects anymore. We're going to rotate those, place all those into the Rotary Showcase. The reason for that is they want the clubs to be more aware of what's available in Rotary Showcase, and people to be able to go in and look at Rotary Showcase and possibly pick service projects that have already been done, and either copy them or contact that club and get the information for those purposes. Now, when you click into Rotary Showcase, this is the page it's going to bring you to, because that's exactly what I did. And as you say, look through here, it says, it gives you some examples, but it gives you a search engine. I tried that search engine, and I'm going to be honest with you, I didn't have much luck. But let's try it again and see how it goes. I'm not going to put in a keyword, but I am going to put in a club. And just because the president of the Griffin Rotary Club is here, and I don't want to embarrass Kay because of everything she's already done, we're going to pick his club, and District 6900. Let's see, eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Boy, I missed that one, didn't I? $6,900, and we're going to search. And if you've got projects entered in there, it will pull those projects, should pull those projects up so that you don't reinvent the wheel, and or you know what you have versus what you don't have. Now, we're not getting anything again. So we are going to
just say Griffin, Raymond, instead of Griffin Rotary Club.
Well, thank you. And we can say that because you are talking to the awards chair of the Griffin Rotary Club, PDG George Grenade. Griffin, right? Okay, and the service projects he has entered are already in there. Okay. So you can see, you can look through there, and you don't have to reinvent the wheel on those. However, if a project is not in there, at that point in time, it says you need to go in and do what? Add a new project, which is in the block on the top right-hand corner. See that, add a new project? Click on that. Do, 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 boom, 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 boom. Is your project already listed? And it gives you an opportunity to go down the page and down the page. Let's get a little bit more length. Okay. And it's not there, so we're going to say add a new project. Is it an established project or a proposed project? It should be an established project. So you select established, one you've already completed, or fully planned, or is in progress. Now, understand, ladies and gentlemen, I'm just showing you this because that's all I can do. I have no, we at the District Awards Committee have little impact on anything with the RI Showcase. Okay, sometimes it may take a minute or two.
By the way, don't get frustrated if you put in your club on the previous page and you look, you want to add a project. You can't add a project until you've gone through all of your old projects that are in there to see that you're not duplicating
Okay,
it.
good point. Now, if you just noticed, that just popped up, and that was about a 20, 30-second delay. You just be patient, have a cup of coffee with you or your tea or whatever, take a couple of sips, talk to the dog, and then when it comes up like it has now, add a new project. You are adding an established project. Tell us about your project. And I'm not going to run through each line, but you can see it's fairly detailed enough to give enough information to where they enough information about the project to where you're able to provide that. It comes back to your Rotary Partner Service. It gives you a chance to add photography, videos. It asks for the several, which of the area focuses. Does this have anything to do with shared service projects of Rotary, Kiwanis, Lions? If you worked with another club, even another service organization, you can identify that. Is it a response to COVID-19 or is it a Rotary Days of Service initiative? Once you do that, publish the project, and ladies and gentlemen, you can go in and ensure it's all there. If not, you have an opportunity to update that project once you've entered it. So the one time is not fatal. Now, according to the governor's citation, how many items do you have to put on the Rotary Showcase? This is a test, people, and you're not doing well.
Well, you have to add a fundraiser.
All right, and what else?
Probably a grant.
Nope.
No.
Cultural project.
Cultural project.
Cultural project. Now, what is a cultural project? You want to define that or help them with that, Fran or Andre? I want to get your interpretation of it versus mine.
Andre, you may want to weigh in on this because
Well,
it's the
we're looking
Rotary
at
International.
diversity, equity, and inclusion project. I can tell you some of the things that people have done with DEI. You've had clubs that have had cultural events wherein they've had different club members to look from their culture and to bring foods from their country and events like that. So that's kind of could be considered one as a cultural project. So think about what you've done with DEI, diversity, equity, inclusion.
So, ladies and gentlemen, many possibilities there. But if you have a question in particular, whether what you are entering as a cultural project, contact Fran, myself, and we'll get you an answer if we don't have one for you. Fair enough? Thank you, Andre. All right.
I had a question.
I'm not answering any questions on Rotary Showcase, Kay, especially from you.
Yeah,
Okay.
no, you got to, because you know what's bad is that I've already done showcases before.
Okay.
And I can't put it again because the wraparound center's been around, my center has been around for 4 years. And so I've already put it in there. So it says you can't duplicate the service. So, all right, so how do I say again that I'm doing the same thing, making more, for the 3rd year in a row, I can't put another showcase on there, or I can't put It's a Girls Thing bags, which is empowering women. Because I've already done it.
Then have you thought about changing the title?
I guess I'll have to change. Yeah, you have to change the title and keep the same statistics or better statistics.
Well, I mean, your statistics will change because if you got a different grant, so you have to serve more. You can't use the same numbers you've done before.
That's correct.
Certainly, you're going to have to show where you've done something different than you did the other years if you're going to change the name of it.
Yeah.
You can't get credit for what you've done. You have to look at what you've done within that fiscal year. that would add value to what you've already done. If you extended it, collaborative partners, you have to look at all the other things that you've not done.
Yeah.
On
And
the
that-
cultural entry, would doing projects with this disabled be considered a cultural project?
You're looking
I
at
don't
people
have any
with-
problem with it, but
you-
Andre,
you're looking at people with disabilities. You definitely want to look at the fact that we have culture doesn't just necessarily means racial. So I think that these are conversations I'd like to have aside with you and me and Fran to talk about what you're doing. I don't want to take this time to talk about it.
Okay.
Get the
Thank
best
you.
out of the people we have here right now.
all right. Ladies and gentlemen, it is, we're quickly coming up on the time. 2 points for the governor citation and service project entry by the clubs to be entered, completed, reviewed, and marked closed on your service project needs to be completed by 5 p.m. on March 1st. Rotary Club Central, you have until June 30th to complete their items for Rotary Showcase. There are 2 items under the governor citation that you have to enter on Rotary Showcase. That will give you a little touch of that, but at the same time, it won't take a lot of time to do that. Remember that when you enter a service project that goes over a period of time, is a reoccurring event over weeks, months, quarters, whatever. You enter this project once and summarize the information. I will give you an example. Peachtree City Rotary Club has done 22 races, 22-foot races at elementary schools in their community. She took all 22 races, put it underneath one summarized service project, and did a fine job. So that would be an example I would ask you to look at if you're wondering, how do I do this? Okay. I turn it back to Miss Fran. I'm available by email or phone number. My information is on the district website, and I will leave it there. Thank you. Have a good evening.
Fran, before you put in, going back to DEI, please go to the Learning Center and look up the DEI, look at the Learning Center, what constitutes DEI, and you can go from there and realize what your project should look like, okay? Thank you, Fran.
Okay, so I want to thank each and every one of the 31 participants that came to tonight's tutorial.
Fran,
Going to be doing this again next Tuesday at the same time, and we have been recording, so we will post this recording to the district website.
Fran,
Yes.
Cynthia has a question.
This, just briefly, I think several people were talking at once, so I did not hear the beginning of the DEI conversation. So was that,
I'm not,
each club has to have at least one project relating to DEI? Is that the expectation?
For the governor's citation?
And Rotary Club Showcase, that's what we were talking
Okay.
about, Rotary
Oh,
Showcase.
for the showcase. Okay, because if you don't do something within your club, just don't check it. I mean, but for the Rotary Showcase, if they are
Okay.
requesting each club do something, a
Really?
panel,
On a Zoom
charity
call,
day, something,
but it's
you
Rotary.
need
something
to,
with Rotary,
you need to have
so.
that to submit.
Okay, can you mute your screen?
Okay, thank you.
and for those who were not
Yes, I can
clear
now.
as to
Sorry, I
whether or
just
not
had to,
that,
turn
what
my
that
screen
means,
off.
go back and look
Lucy
at what
can't see it on the
DEI
phone.
says DEI is. Okay? At
Okay.
the Learning Center. You got information on DEI too that was given to your club presidents. And for those of you who do not, some of you are not presidents and you are awards chairpersons. I don't know who you are. So if you are representing your club before Fran goes off, if you could either put your name in the slot or either call or text me at Mariah. I need to know who you are.
Okay, so again, I want to thank each and every one of you. I hope you learned something. I hope you can go from here and be successful with your awards. And we want to honor everybody. So
Thank y'all.
thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Thank y'all.
Thank
Good to
you.
see you guys.
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye-bye.